He's waking up. Good evening, this is the Voice of Reason, and your host, John Martin, is talking to you now. And I have to my right, Rob Koening. And to his right, I have Brenda Brown. And we're going to talk a lot about Brenda Brown tonight. Why don't you start, Brenda Brown, with your introductory talk?
Okay, well, hi, John, and hi, Rob. Thank you for having me here today. And I want to thank the Women's League of Voters also for reading my bio on the forum the other day that I was unable to attend. So I appreciate you having me here today. As you know, my name is Brenda Brown, and I've announced my intention to serve on the board for the Shrewsbury Housing Authority, and my name will be on the ballot during the annual election on Tuesday, May 7th. So I hope you'll vote for me, Brenda Brown. I'm also on the town meeting ballot for Precinct 8. So town meeting, if you're in that precinct, if you could vote for me too, I would appreciate it. Just a little background about myself. I'm a longtime resident of Shrewsbury. I'm very compassionate and caring, but I also have the best qualifications and the mindset for this position with the Shrewsbury Housing Authority. Way back, I loved my grandparents. They were from Finland and Sweden. And my great-grandfather was a minister who started a mission down off of Belmont Street. And so he married my grandmother, and they had a small Baptist church at that time. My father is also an ordained minister, and we grew up going to different nursing homes when we were little, and we would sing to the seniors and elderly people in all the different nursing homes. And my mother would play the piano, and my father would preach. And at that time, some of them fell asleep, so it was a little bit, it was fun though. We enjoyed it, and it taught me at a very young age how to give back and how to advocate for seniors. I learned all different things also at that time, but my number one mission is my church. I volunteer at my local church, so I am very giving, and I learned how to use advocacy as a big part of my life. My next mission is colorectal cancer. My mother passed away of colorectal cancer, and she was an immigrant from Canada. Her name was Roland, and I established a nonprofit 501c3 in her name called Roll for Cancer. So it's an established nonprofit, and I have partnerships with Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in Boston, the Jimmy Fund, and UMass Medical in Worcester. We conduct fundraising events for the general public in order to raise funds for the support of community education, prevention, patient services, and research for patients with colorectal cancer. And our mission is to bring together healthcare professionals and members of the community to increase awareness of colorectal cancer and the impact it has on our lives and society today. So some of the events that we've been doing, I was an ongoing program speaker at the Worcester Senior Center, and I had an interpreter who would help me with different nationalities of people who did not speak English, and they would interpret what I would be speaking about, which is the big thing is getting your colonoscopy and prevention. So we also do a golf tournament every year at Blackstone. This is our third year in Sutton. And we just got through doing a doctor breakfast in March where our colorectal doctors served us breakfast, and we brought awareness to the public. There were about 200 people at this event. We did a bowling event at the AMF in Auburn. We did a mystery dinner theater. And we do encourage everybody to get their colonoscopies. So that's what we talk about in this. Do you have any questions about my
So far, so good.
Okay. In my professional life, I have spent over 33 years working to help families meet their housing needs in and around the community of Shrewsbury. I have unique capabilities and I'm willing to serve the town. It is a natural fit for me to be a part of the Housing Authority as I'm best qualified for the job. My expertise is in corporate relocation, new construction, and development. I specialize in new construction and I am the former sales manager for Toll Brothers for Westboro Chase. I established and built the original Toll Brothers website for them and sold homes on a fast pace in order to meet the zoning deadlines. From there, AJ Lane Development approached me with a fantastic offer and I became the director of sales for New England for AJ Lane. I have over $109 million in gross sales production and have managed staff and project manager activities, set subdivision market prices and options for homes, established designs, and I work with architects and I dealt with appraisers, banks, vendors, and hired real estate agents to perform bulk sales for me. Prior to that, I was with Cutler Brown Development. I was partner owner, and we were the developers of 60 homes at Stony Brook Farms, which is the Weagle Farm, the old bus place.
I remember that. In fact, one of my friends said she hadn't seen you in ages, and she said, I bought my house from her.
I know.
Remember Kimberly Anderson?
Yes, she lives over there still today, and we have a lot of happy homeowners. It was a great project. It was a successful project, and we're very proud of it. And currently, today, I'm the owner, partner of Brown and Brown Real Estate. We're selling 40 homes at Nelson Point Village over on off of South Quinsigamon Avenue. We're doing single-family detached homes and attached homes, so we're doing duplexes. So a little bit of both. It's a mixed community, so it's a little different. Currently, also with my experience with the development end of it, I'm working on an 11-lot subdivision in Paxton, and I'm currently working on a 14-unit apartment complex in Worcester. So that's my background. I am very familiar with new construction, with development, and production, and management. So
let me ask you this. In your mind, what does the Shrewsbury Housing Authority really do?
What they do is basically they're a board of commissioners that are authorized under Chapter 121B, and it's a public agency, and they develop and operate rental housing for very low and low income households. So it's just not the matter of managing the properties, it's the matter of developing. That's what they're supposed to be doing. It also provides leadership and advice, and it advocates for current and future housing. I see the vital need for new affordable housing that is evident in the long wait periods for the displaced and underserved town residents. Folks are telling me that it's a 3-year wait to get into affordable housing in Shrewsbury. That's a long time, and they're very discouraged. So I really see that we do need to create some new housing. I have 3 concerns, or I should say 2 concerns now, with the current leadership of the Shrewsbury Housing Authority. My concern is that most of the current affordable housing has been built in the 1970s, with only 3 new houses added on Ridgeland Road, as we all know about that. It's 5 units. It's 2 duplexes and then 1 tiny single family, so it's 5 units. So that's what's been done. It took 6 years to build those 3 houses, and the land was donated to the Shrewsbury Housing Authority 30 years ago. So as far as the deeds and the records, Ridgeland Road, they had a state grant, charter number 667, and the town transferred the land over to them 30 years ago. So, you know, items like this, I think we can utilize. We've got the land, we've got the resources, we can create this and develop new housing. There is a need for it. So it's a long time.
Well, I know that it's hard to get money out of the state, but we get the money out of our own taxpayers all the time. The Ladley Field was just reported, it was $1.8 million donated to have those fields redone. The one field that we have behind the high school. I don't know how many millions that was donated to the library, but it was a lot. So we do it all the time.
Right.
And
There's
so
money there.
I can't see why you couldn't get on the bandwagon to say we need donations to this address and for the purpose of building a house. You got the land.
Right.
You need some cash.
Right.
And so we haven't been afraid about asking for money from the public. And I think we should
Start doing that.
start doing it. Matter of fact, I was hoping you would do it even before you were elected.
Well, I am doing it. Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that because I have a couple things that I'm going to go over, what some answers are and some options as far as developing some new homes.
Good. Continue then.
Okay, so we'll continue with this and then I'll get into ways that we can develop new homes. I guess the second concern I have, I believe in term limits. I don't know how you feel about that, but I think people get complacent when they're in a position too long. So I really am that. I'm hearing that from the public. I think they have a lot of the same feelings with term limits. So I think that's important that we move in that direction. So under the current leadership with the chairman of the board, during his interview on Friday, April 12th, with Lynn Garnett on Shrewsbury Cable, I have a concern that he claimed that the board gave back or returned to the town nearly $500,000. And that's a lot of money, and I'm concerned, you know, why would they give the town the money when Shrewsbury Housing Authority needs the money? So I looked into it and I spoke with the town manager, and he was unaware of any donations or return money to the town. No $500,000, he doesn't have it, and the planning board doesn't have it, they're not aware of it. So unless I'm missing something, but Shrewsbury Housing Authority makes their regular pilot payments, which is an annual payment in lieu of taxes. So we did an 11-year report, and we found that last year the Shrewsbury Housing Authority gave back, well, not gave back, they paid their regular taxes, the $41,482.53. That's what they gave last year.
In lieu of
That's what they
taxes.
paid.
In lieu of taxes.
Right, they're not giving it, they're paying.
Like a nonprofit.
It's in lieu of taxes, and that's just a regular pilot payment that they do. So anyway, I would like to maybe clarify that and talk a little bit more about that at some point with somebody who knows where that money is, because that's a lot of money that.
That was for 1 year?
Well, he just said that we gave back, he returned $500,000, nearly $500,000.
Well,
That's what was the quote.
Well, a lot of the departments in town, if they don't spend the money, they're required to return the money to free cash.
If they were given money, but this department wasn't given money originally from the town.
They never received any money.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, it sounded low. They were getting money from somewhere and they were returning it.
Right, but 11 years back, they haven't done that. It's not there.
Yeah, and you don't have a budget, do you?
They have a budget.
But it's not funded by the town. It's all.
No, it's a separate entity.
It's all self-contained budget.
Separate,
Okay.
yeah.
Because they have rent that are paid by the people that live there. They probably get some state grants, some other funding sources that also go into their budget.
Right. Kelly is the director there, and she's doing a fantastic job, I mean, overall. And she runs everything there. So I was just concerned about his claim for the 500, and I need to talk with her a little bit about that and see what, maybe she can clarify it. But the good news is there are ways to improve the housing. And thanks to the good work of the planning board, our new housing production plan from the state has been approved. It's good for 5 years. So it will help us create and preserve housing for affordable to low, moderate income households. So it's a new program that the town is putting forward. So that's one way we can keep things going. When elected, I'm also speaking with Habitat for Humanity to build a house in Shrewsbury. My husband's a builder, and we will build it for no profit. We get the products donated and the land donated, or use one of the Shrewsbury Housing Authority current land holdings, because they have quite a bit of land that they own. So Habitat for Humanity is a great program. We have about 5 applications in right now. Homeowners from Shrewsbury who needs help repairing and changing their existing homes into handicap type of housing. So Habitat also has a nice program that I would work with them on as far as upgrading their current homes. So.
I like that idea, by the way, because that keeps the homeowner in their existing home opposed to having them move into senior housing.
Right, right. So I think that would be helpful too. I have also, when elected, I currently have a Shrewsbury homeowner, to answer your question, who would like to donate a brand new apartment for affordable housing for a senior citizen. So I haven't been elected, but yet I'm still, I can get this done. You know, they want to work with me, and he's promised for a donation. So I think there's all different things, you know, that you can work with in your home to help seniors. And also I'll be attending an Institute for Basics of Community Organizing, which helps with organizing, advocacy, and surplus property reuse and activation. So, you know, these are just some of the things. There's a lot more that we can do, but together we can create new, clean, safe, smart, and affordable housing. So it can happen. We just have to do a little more. I want to take what is going on now with the Shrewsbury Housing Authority and make it better. That's all it is. So they're doing a good job overall, but we want to make it better. There's always room for improvement. So I'm excited to have an incredible amount of support for my run for office, and I look forward to continuing to hear the concerns of the residents in the coming weeks. And I want to thank some of my endorsements. Paul George from the Zoning Board of Appeals, Jonathan Ramadi, PLS Assistant, Civil Town Engineer, James V. Brown, Chairman of Parks and Cemetery, Angela Snell, Director of Public Facilities, and Perno Rayo of the Planning Board. So I've got some good support. This is just some of them. My willingness to give back for new, affordable, and fair housing by me serving with my focus on senior citizens and veterans of Shrewsbury will be a great asset for the board. So you can connect with me by bbrown508@aol.com if you have any questions, or you're welcome to call me at 774-570-0709.
And you keep calling if you're on the phone.
I know, they keep calling and emailing.
Well, I've got a quick question for you.
That's a cell phone number.
It is. It's my direct line.
I know. And I've used it many times and never once contacted you.
Oh, really? Well, did you leave a message? Because I'll always call you back. If I
Can't leave a message if you're busy.
You could leave a message.
No, you can't.
Oh.
It doesn't answer the phone.
We'll test it. We'll test it out after
busy.
the show.
Beep, beep, beep.
We'll test it out after the show. But let me ask you this quick question. I understand there's a lot of Section 8 mixed in with the senior housing. Do you have an idea of, you know, what the percentage is of Section 8 housing that is mixed in with our senior housing right now?
The percentage, I'm not sure. I didn't bring that information with me, but there is a full Section 8, it's 100% occupied
So
with the ratios.
So with the Section 8, they're not necessarily going to be seniors,
No, they're just affordable housing.
affordable housing.
Yeah.
So have you heard of any situations they're causing problems up with the seniors at all at the tower on 36 North Quincy sometimes? Or are there a lot of, calls there for issues that,
For theft and...
well, anything that goes on, problems, breaches of the peace, things like that?
I really haven't heard any feedback like that at this point. I know they're saying they need new fencing in the back because it's an older fence and some other things, clean up, it's spring, we need to clean up. But they have cameras that view the parking lot. They have a security guard that goes through there. So I don't think they're having any
No major issues?
no major issues to talk about. The seniors that I've talked with are relatively happy there. It's secure. It's a secure feeling when they're in a building and they've got other people in the building and they're living alone. So I think it's nice for seniors to live like that.
So my main thought is, with the Section 8 people, do they have are they coming all from Shrewsbury, for one? Are these Section 8 people from Shrewsbury?
They're from all
Well, they're
over.
all over. So in
Yeah.
essence, they're taking up spots that seniors
Shrewsbury
from Shrewsbury
residents.
should or could be getting, and that's causing a backup, a 3-year backup. Mm-hmm. Is there any way maybe we can split them out to a separate facility and, keep the seniors separate from the Section 8, or maybe build another facility just for Section 8?
Right. That's something we can look into and surely, keep it to just the Shrewsbury residents because a 3-year wait is a long time.
Yeah.
So, but not everybody qualifies for Section 8. You got to have a certain income. They have ratios that you got to be able to qualify for that. So not a lot of Shrewsbury residents do qualify for that Section
So
8.
that's why they're taking from the other towns and bringing
Yeah.
them in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about somebody who just says, I want to get into senior housing in Shrewsbury because they like Shrewsbury. So they maybe rent in Shrewsbury for a year, get on the list, and they become shot up to the top of the list because they're already from Shrewsbury.
Well, the list is the list.
Yeah.
People that have already been waiting are moving forward to the top of the list. So it depends when it all happens. But I understand your concern that if they're renting, they just come into the town for those purposes. How do you really stop that?
Yeah.
I don't think you can. They're renting, they're living here, they're paying taxes, they're paying, everything.
So I'm
they're
curious
supposed
what the priorities are. Somebody who's lived in Shrewsbury for 20 years, they've become a senior now, and they're selling their house and they want to come in. They should, in my opinion, be probably on the top of the list somewhere, or at least
Yeah.
get on before somebody from Section 8 comes in.
That's why you got to plan ahead.
Yeah.
You can't just, when you start becoming of that age, you want to plan ahead and make sure you speak with your accountants and figure these things out ahead of time, so you're not doing it last minute. But a lot of homeowners don't want to leave their homes. They want to stay in their homes and they wait till the last minute. So, plan ahead. That's always the best way.
John, any specific questions?
No, I think Brenda Brown's covered all of her campaign right here today, but I'm hoping she has a better campaign from today on, from May till May 7th.
Yes. Oh, I've got a good campaign going. Yes.
So you got the signs now are going up in
I've got the signs.
different areas of
Oh,
town?
yes, signs. I've got phone calls are being made, emails are being made. We've got knocking on doors, and if anybody wants to volunteer, please contact me at that number or email me at bbrown508@aol.com because I do need more volunteers. And
You never have enough.
you never have enough.
There's plenty of doors in this town to knock on.
So I need phone calls and door knocking, and we're getting there. We've got time. We still have three and a half weeks left, so we're going to hit it hard.
Do you have anybody in your group that's campaigned before?
In my group, in which group?
Well, I remember when Ben ran, he got a hold of somebody that knew everything about politics. He knew everything about organizing people and writing up letters. The guy was just a monster when it came to politics. I was wondering if you had a politics expert in your group.
Yes, I have a campaign manager.
Okay, good. And now you're also running for town meeting, so
Yes.
in Precinct 8.
Precinct 8, so if you're living in Precinct 8, please vote for me. So I really want to be on that. There's a lot of warrants on the table,
yeah.
so we need help. I think we need more people on town meeting because they're short still of any volunteers who want to be on town meeting.
Well, Precinct 7's never been short. We fight at the ballot box.
Oh, you do? There's that
Oh,
many.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I got off the town meeting, was because I lost a ballot. I lost a vote.
Oh,
Yeah. I got on one time because one of the persons that was on the ballot died before the first meeting.
oh,
And I had the most votes of all those others on the ballot. So I was the one picked to be the replacement. It's the only one I won in a sort of a back alley kind of concept there.
So the last two minutes we've got here, do you just want to summarize why you're the better candidate than the other two that are running right now?
well, the summary is that I'm compassionate and caring, but I'm also qualified. I'm the best qualified. Out of both of my people that are running, I feel like I'm definitely the best qualified because I have that experience of development, and that's my wheelhouse. So I really feel that together we can create new, clean, safe, and affordable housing. And so if you really want to make some changes and get some new housing done in town, you need to vote for me. Because right now it's being maintained, but there's nothing new going on. So we need to create this and work harder for the people of Shrewsbury.
Excellent. Well, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Rob, and thanks, John. Thank you, Shrewsbury Cable Media. Appreciate it.
Thank
We
you.
still got a minute left. Shall we sign off early then?
Sure.
Hello, producer. We're done.